Hey guys and gals, today we're making I'm gonna show you how to make a cursed rhythm game. Alright, this is gonna be pretty easy. So I already recorded a sound. It's just me saying mayonnaise. If you wanna considering my screen recorder only allows me to use, one of the two, which one of the two is microphone or audio, you can't really hear the music, so let you go to my account when I release it. Oh. Well, anyways, if you wanted to know how to make a cursed rhythm game, first, you set up, obviously, you need a place to end the song thing, to end the button presses, so I just put an E. You also need what your track is going to look like. I think this is actually very scuffed, so if you want to make an actual rhythm game, I'm very sorry. You also need this tier sprite. This is actually pretty easy to code. So I already set up some of the code, but it should be pretty easy. So let's just go through this code because I already did it. So what it's basically saying here is that it'll broadcast a message that says clear. Alright, you don't know what that does yet, but clear basically, I'll get into that later. And it sets your points to 0, sets your HP to 90, or whatever number you want to give the player. And then what this is, basically it says forever, if you're touching, the end thing, as long as your notes aren't colored, the exact same color as your end block note thing, then you should be safe. All right. So there's a color picker tool here, and you can just put it right there. Oh, I used the wrong color. You could just do that right there, and then boom, you did it. So you just forever if touching the color of the end note, broadcast clear. So that's pretty simple. Um, and then we'll dissect this. So it says, when I receive clear, which is basically when you go to the next part of the song, I guess, because I want it to, work like Parappa the Rappa, where instead of like notes, just instead of like DDR or like Guitar Hero, where the note flies to the note indicator and then you press it. I want the player to sort of just go from left to right through the notes. So basically, when you receive clear, it'll set the player's position to just the furthest left you want the player to go, and make sure it's aligned with the keys or whatever. So yeah, when you receive clear, and then this code um basically says when the game starts off or he receives clear, he will repeat until touching color the color of the thing. The player will move 5 steps. How this number basically indicates how fast you want the song to be. I set it at a solid 5. Um, this part is pretty scuffed. I mean, yeah. I didn't really finish it with all the notes, but it's very self-explanatory. Um, so this is actually very scuffed. If you want your song to have multiple sounds in it, click off this tutorial. Like popular rhythm games such as Friday Night Funkin', where the characters can sometimes say words. If you want something like that, this is not the place where you go, because this is scuffed. So basically, this code is basically saying, um, if if the little indicator is touching the specific color of the key, which so basically, if touching color pink in my case, and the D key pressed, it will play the sound you want it to play. I'm telling you guys, just click off this tutorial, and it will change your points if you want points to be in the game by 1, and it'll change if you don't click it. It'll change your HP by -1. Pretty self-explanatory. Well, if you didn't listen, you stupid 7-year-olds, let me go over it again. So, in a more simple way, hold on, let me just yeet this code out of. let's keep this. So basically, what it's saying is considering every time you want to press, I want to have like a D key note. I put it at the pink color. So every time, and obviously if you go throughout the game and every time because this would be broken. This would make the game unplayable. So you want to put an and block there, and then you want to put the color. If you don't know how to do that, you just bada bing. And then you put a in space key press, but you can change what key it is. So for in this case, we're going with the D key. We're going with the D key, and yeah, that's your basic stuff. And so and then what we want it to do is we want it to change, the amount of points you're getting by one. And we want it to, play the sound and start the sound. Sorry, this code is different from this code. If we were to use this code, it would be a glitchy mess. So yeah, we just wanted to start the recording. And then this here block of code is different from an if then block because that little else thingy right there. Now that else thingy is important because that basically says if we're touching that, and we don't if we don't press the D key, what's gonna happen? Well, in most instances, if we were to just use this, nothing. We couldn't make anything happen, unless like we could, but like that's too complicated. Yeah. So what you're gonna do is else, um, change. No, sorry, change HP by -1, and now as we can see, it sort of works, I guess. I don't know if this is just gonna. I don't know if this is just gonna repeatedly just change the HP you have. It does. So if you guys are like me and you suck at coding, this is a good job for you. All right, that's how you do it. I'll see you guys later. This is very scuffed. Highly recommend you get this from an actual coder